the older I get, the more I realize it's actually not about you.
Right. Gary Kirsten went from one of the most successful cricket players in the world to one of the most celebrated coaches in the world by leading the Indian cricket team to a World Cup victory in 2011 for the first time in 28 years. Join me on the pitch for a chat with Gary. Now, I've got two more questions. One is about surrender, spirituality. Not just in the secular world, but also in the believing world. Surrender is not fully understood. Are you willing to talk a little bit about that?
I've got a lovely story to tell you on that.
Yeah.
Storytelling is always
tell me. Please tell me a story about surrender.
Yeah. You know, when you get an opportunity to represent your country in a sport and you have success, it can project you into a lot of different places as a human being, and you can fall foul to the trappings of it as well, because there's, you know, fame and fortune can come with it. And often what happens in that space is you lose perspective on who you are as a human being, and then often it's extreme failure that wakes you up, which is exactly what I went through. I had this success. I got to a stage in my career where I was really battling with form, you know, and a lot of my life was dictated to and driven by scoring runs and not scoring runs. My whole makeup of who I was when I was scoring runs, I could puff my chest out, walk with my shoulders back, look at people in the eye and say, look at me. When I was doing really badly, I would cower a little bit, not want to engage. And in many ways, for a period of time, I was representing myself in that fashion. And cheapest then did I have a wake-up call of the highest degree, late 90s. I hit rock bottom in form. I mean, I literally just couldn't score a run. I was depressed. Thank goodness I just got married to my wife of 21 years today, who were able to give me some proper perspective then. But you know, I was on the verge of being dropped from the team, basically, from the Protea team. You know, I'd had a 5-year career with the Proteas then. So I was one of the more regular guys in the team. Finished a test match, I'd got no runs again, and I literally didn't think I'd get picked for the Boxing Day test match at Durban against England, and that was in 1999, and I got picked. And when I saw my name in the paper to be picked to play that game, I was actually depressed. I didn't want to play. I wanted to cop out. I wanted to wrap up. I just said, I've done my bit, you know. Anyway, I went to that test match, played against England. They batted first, got 420 in the game. It was a bit of a weather-affected game in Durban. Went into bat, and I remember saying to myself, well, this will be your last test match anyway. You know? I went into bat. First innings, I got 11 runs. It's regarded as a failure, although I got to double figures, which was quite a big thing. And we were bowled out that day, and we went into bat that next day. I think it was the third day of the test match. We went into bat straight away. I remember there was about 10 minutes left in the day. And I went out to bat and I thought, brilliant, I can get this test match stuff over with today, you know. I didn't get out, but I should have got out.
Yeah.
I played and missed, and I was on 2 not out overnight. End of the day's play. Went back to the hotel that evening, and I remember saying to my wife, she was with me because it was Christmas time, and she said to me, I said to her, tomorrow's the last day, I can't wait, you know. It was a bit of lightness in me, there was no expectation. And then she said to me, you know what we're going to do for the next half an hour? We're going to pray. So we sat down and we just started to pray. And what did we pray? Surrender, relinquishment. Yeah. Let it go. Let God take control over tomorrow.
Yeah.
I woke up the next morning. I've never felt so light in my life. Light. I just went out and you said, what is going to be. I wasn't nervous at all. And I went out to bat, and it was the most bizarre experience. I'm not going to give you the whole story, but the bottom line was I batted for 14 hours.
Yeah.
the second longest innings in Test history.
On that day.
And I got 275. And it was a journey of relinquishment. But the journey of those 14 hours was the continued relinquishment. It was an amazing out-of-body experience. I had no confidence. There was no ways I deserved to score runs on that day. I was not prepared mentally. I had given up on myself as a human being. Yeah, and I was lifted by God through that journey. And his plan was, no, you're not done yet. I played another 50 Test matches, batted another 5 years for South Africa, and retired on my own terms.
Well, yeah.
So that's a powerful story.
I should have surrendered after that first duck.
But as you said earlier, you know, we fight it, don't we?
Yeah.
We fight it because we think
I can do this.
I've got this one. And I've done that all through my life. Learned from my mistakes, you know. And the older I get, the more I realize it's actually not about you.